All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. Today is Friday, so that means it is time for another review, and I'm going to be doing a podcast review from a podcast that I consider a do not miss podcast. This is not a daily podcast. Probably comes out maybe every 3 days, but when it does come out, I'm a subscriber. I certainly make sure to listen to it because it makes me happier, it entertains me, and it just makes my life better. It helps me go after my dreams. It's actually called the Marie Forleo podcast. If you don't know who Marie Forleo is, she is a YouTube personality. She's an author. She's Oprah calls her the thought leader of the next generation. She's just spectacular, and she begins every single one of her podcasts by saying, this is the place to be if you want to build a business and a life of your dreams. And it's absolutely true. What she does in her podcast is that she takes on questions from her viewers and her listeners, and she answers them. And she answers them in a way that not only gives some very profound advice, but she answers them in a way that's very entertaining. And you know what, if things are entertaining, you're more likely to listen to it, they're more likely to stick, you're more likely to remember them. And so she has a great spin on how to really educate you. And not only does she answer questions from her listeners and her viewers, and when she does that, the podcast is like less than 10 minutes long, so it's just like a quick dose that you can get and really build your day up. But on occasion, she interviews some awesome guests. She has enough pull in the entrepreneurial and the personal development world that she can get names like Seth Godin or Brene Brown or Ariana Huffington or even Tony Robbins. And those interviews are spectacular because she she asks questions and just has a really dynamic conversation with each of her guests. And when she does bring a guest on, those interviews are at least 30 minutes long or maybe 60 minutes long, however long they are. The time seems to fly by. Just a great entertaining podcast. And what I love about it is that it's consistent enough that I don't miss it, but also it's not overbearing. You know that my attitude on, if someone has a podcast every single day and it's like an hour long, I'm just going to fall behind. I don't fall behind on Marie Forleo's podcast. And what I love most about her podcast, sounds kind of weird, but I love the way she ends her podcast. She says, can't remember exactly, but she says, keep going for your dream because the world needs that special gift that only you have. And it makes you feel like what you do really matters. It makes you feel like you really have a purpose, that you really are important. And she is right. The world does need that special gift that only you have. And so absolutely, I recommend this podcast. She not only takes the time to inform you, but she makes it entertaining as well. I mean, she'll break out into like a song and dance in the middle of her podcast, and at first you think it's kind of dorky, but you get used to it, and then you just look forward to it all the time. And so, if you're skeptical, just give the podcast a try. I mean, you know what? If she's bringing on guests like Tony Robbins, and if Oprah's calling her the next thought leader for the next generation, then you know what? You may just want to have a listen to her. So I trust you got some great value out of this. What I invite you to do is to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Also, if you want to see more videos just like this, go over to my blog. It's KennySantos.com. You put your name and email, and you're going to get an awesome audio and growing your business. And if you're wondering how to get a hold of the podcast, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. Remember this, every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. We only have to do two things about that. We got to recognize those miracles, and then we got to accept them. All right, take care and create a great day.